Hello again, fellow YouTubers, Solomon Pleasant here, and here it is. My last deck profile on this channel. I want to repeat that. Last deck profile on this channel. Again, I will be doing new deck profiles on the Team OMG Vanguard site. Currently, I do not have one ready, but it'll be ready soon. Don't worry, because I'll give you a cutscene to kind of explain the rest of that later. Anywho, so, let's get into my last deck profile that I actually put a good amount of effort into. So we have the Thorn Circus. So, gee, I wonder what the starter is. Hey, it's this. Thorn Assistant Iona. That's what I'm going with. Why don't I use the other one? Because I really do like this skill. Oh, so look at that face. That's an adorable face. Adorable squirrel person. Besides the Forerunner ability, yeah, because that's an amazing ability. That hasn't been done before. The Rearguard ability is when this unit attacks its Vanguard during the battle, if this unit boosted a Vanguard with Thorn in its name. So here's your Vanguard booster for the rest of the game. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck and search for one card with Thorn in its name among them and put it into your soul. Put the rest at the bottom of the deck in any order. So you basically stack your deck from the bottom up, is kind of the way this deck works. Now, there are 4 cards in here that are not Thorn, so besides those 4, you're pretty much going to be guaranteed a Thorn in your soul whenever you use this skill. Sometimes it's not good when you charge up those triggers, but that's why you get 1 out of 2. So if you get double trigs, that sucks. I really like this starter. Some people switch starters, but I really like this one. I think it's a really good way to still stack up the soul while applying some pressure. I often forget to use this ability, but it's a really good ability, in my opinion. Triggers. I run 4 Thorn Marionette Natasha. Natasha, yep. And Awesome Marionette for a draw trigger. So 4 draws. Thorn Beast Tamer Sage, the stand trigger, so 4 stands. Thorn Breathing Dragon. No, wait, that's Barking. Thorn Barking Dragon, the crit. And Thorn Juggler Natalie. I'm going with Natalie. So, Rainbow build. A lot of people don't use the stands, they use other crits. I like a full Thorn build. I like knowing that if I'm going to have a deck that relies on stuff with Thorn in its name, if I have triggers in there, they might as well be Thorn. And the stands actually do kind of come in handy, so good for that. I also run, for my other grade zeros, 1 Thorn Beast Tamer Emily. Honestly, this art was too cute to resist, and it's not a bad ability of basically searching the top 5 cards and stacking me up with a entire ride chain, basically. 1, 2, and a 3, so it pretty much stacks me up with 3 cards in the soul that I probably will want to use later, considering almost everything I can easily pop out of the soul. Also, if I pop this out of the soul with some skill, I can put it back in and keep using that skill over and over. Only use 1, though, because it's not something I want to bank on, so nice to have 1 of those because just again, look at that face. That's freaking adorable. That bunny is having way too much fun, though. I want to have more fun than he is. I got my eye on you. I'm watching you, you devious little... Anyway, so don't... trigger lineup. Figure out how to fit. There you go. Grade 1s. I run 1 Thorn Hypnose Lydia. Why don't I run more P-Guards? Because screw trying to get more P-Guards at this stage of the game. And I pulled this one, so I'm like, hey, use it. P-Guards are nice, but don't care, so 1 P-Guard. I run 4 Thorn Breathing Dragon, the 10k if I have a Thorn, which, all except for 1 grade 3, that's pretty much guaranteed. Also, something I will give props to Pale Moon, they have really, really nice artwork. I cannot, lie about that. It's really good artwork, and I really love their artwork. I run 3 Silverthorn Beast Tamer Anna. Her skill is on rearguard, counterblast 1. When this unit attack hits the vanguard during the battle, this unit boosted a Pale Moon. You may pay the cost, and if you do, choose up to 1 card from your soul, name Silverthorn on its name, put it on rearguard, and at the end of the turn, put it back into the soul. Some people may not like this card, and originally I didn't, and I was going to use Zemillier over her, but I didn't, one, because there wasn't enough in stock when I made my last purchase, and I'm just like, screw it. And 2, after testing Zemillier in this deck, she wasn't really that effective. This girl was, though, because I don't eat up my counterblast that much, and she's actually a good pressure unit. Also, that unit goes back into the soul. Now, a lot of people may not like this, but when I go over my battle tactic, I'll kind of explain that mechanic of Pale Moon, and why it's actually a good thing to put it back in the soul. And finally, I run 4 Silverthorn Assistant Irina. Again, that Pale Moon artwork at its best. It has the ability, when this unit is placed on Vanguard or Rearguard, if you have a Vanguard with Silverthorn in its name, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, search for up to 1 Silverthorn among them, put it in the soul, put the rest at the bottom. Another deck stacker, but really good deck stacker, because I can do this whenever it's placed. So, hey, call from the soul. Not only do I have a 7k on my field now, which is everything, I also get another thing in the soul. Yay me! So, really good. Was going to run 3 of this, but again, Zemillier, not available, and I'm like, you know what? I like 4 of this. Let's do that. So I did. Grade 1 lineup. Pretty good grade 1 lineup, in my opinion. And some people can disagree with me with that, and I can understand why, but when you see kind of the focus of this deck, you'll be like, well, I guess it doesn't matter. Grade 2s. I run 2 Silverthorn Upright Lion. Say hello to the Corrode copy. Except from the soul, and I have to have Silverthorn being called to rearguard. Hey, I got another Silverthorn called to rearguard, and I have a Pale Moon Vanguard. I get +3. I'm a copy of Corrode Dragon. Yay! It's a good copy, though. And it's a Chimera, so I can't knock that. And it's a 9k. So, also the only common grade 2 in my entire grade 2 lineup. So good for you, Upright. Good for you. Yeah, when you see this, you'll be like, wow, that is the only common grade 2 lineup. I run 3 Silverthorn Rising Dragon. Ah, that name. It's the 12k beat stick. I was originally running 4, but then I wanted to squeeze 2 uprights in. So I'm like, hey, let's run 3 of this, because you know, the 12ks aren't always necessary. Yeah, I know, the 12ks aren't always necessary, because this is a 9k, and that only gets 12k on rearguard, so sometimes I may not want to ride this. So yeah. Still a really good card. Really awesome unit to call out during late game. Pretty awesome. I run 3 Silverthorn Beast Tamer Marichica. I think that's how you say it. I have no idea. It has basically... how do you say that name? It's an Anna 9k. With, again, an amazing artwork. Yeah, Pale Moon has really awesome elves. Don't judge me. And also works on Vanguard or Rearguard. So, unlike Anna, who only works on Rearguard and has boost. So, when the unit attack hits, I counterblast 1 and call something out from the soul and then put it back at the end of the turn. Explanations at the end, but really good unit to have in Pale Moon. And finally, I run 4 Silverthorn Marionette Lillians. Awesome 10k. Really loving this 10k right here. One of my favorite 10ks, not gonna lie. One of the reasons I actually went into Pale Moon was because, 1, I felt like having a Pale Moon deck, and I love this 10k, so I'm like, hey, let's do that. Why do I run 4 10ks instead of like 4 this guy? Because this has good defense. Hey, I'm on Vanguard, and I wrote a 10k. Hooray, I get a +1 advantage over riding Rising and have to guard for more. So, that's why. Grade 2 lineup. I think it's pretty solid. Finally, grade 3 lineup should be able to keep this pretty simple. I run 4 Miracle Puff Avas, the only non-Silverthorn in this deck. I'm really sad that there isn't a Silverthorn Break Ride, but then again, Ava's pretty cool. She has the Break Ride ability to give +10, which Break Rides are dead, so I don't care what you think about that. And the auto ability of, on Vanguard, when you're... So you Break Ride, and the Vanguard gets the ability of choose 2 of your Pale Moon rearguards, put them into the soul. When this unit attacks, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose up 2 Pale Moon from your soul, call them back to rearguard. It also has that nice Dark Zone skill that only Bad End Dragger doesn't have of Soul Charge 1, get +1 when attacking. So I can be a 12k when I don't Break Ride. So That's a nice touch, and it gets stuff in the soul, which I need. But pretty much I just opened up 2 more columns with this. I'll go into this in more detail, but it's a really awesome break ride. Should be used in a Pale Moon deck, considering Pale Moons only have 1 Legion. Sucks to be you guys. You got Bushiroad's bad end. Oh well. So, for this, and my other grade 3 is Silverthorn Dragon Queen, Lukier Reverse. I talk about Lukier in my reverse videos, so when those videos come out, you'll kind of know more about her, but I still think it's a good unit in this deck. Like, you have no idea how good I actually am with this unit. Like, I don't want to brag or anything, but I really like using this unit. It's a nice little touch. I mean, it was like when I was testing out the Maiden build. I thought Maiden sucked, but she isn't that bad when you combo her with break rides and do some combos. She's not that bad with combos, which is what this is. It's what Cocytus was. These are reverse units that are better with combos, unlike some of the better reverse units that are better by themselves. Let's take a look at the skill. That continuous skill I will never use because I have no Silverthorn Dragon Tamer Lukier. I had one at one point, but I was stupid about that, so sucks. If I ever got my hands on one, I would definitely take out one of these and put her in, but I never will, so sucks. Also, loving dad artwork. It's really awesome. I've seen some fan art of this that just dang. Also has the limit break skill of Act. Counterblast 1, choose one of your Pale Moon rearguards, lock it, and choose one of your Pale Moon from the soul, call to rearguard with +5. So, combo that with a break ride, and we got some serious stuff going on here. By itself, it's also not a bad skill, because it does give me that extra boost I may need during late game. And I will kind of show you a battle tactic in a second, so there's a grade 3 lineup. And without any hesitation, let's go to battle tactics right now. Ha! I think I got it in the right angle for once after, oh god, I really suck. Okay, so this is how a setup may look during the end. You got some miscellaneous stuff in the drop zone. I kind of put a good majority of things you might want in the soul, plus some unwantables, and there we have our deck. So 5 damage, because I'm at default mode. This is what you have. So, you break ride. Hey, I get +10, stuff happens. Call this out. That could be anything if you really want it. It really doesn't matter. Then you use the limit break. So, Counterblast 1. Usually, I go for this first, because my Vanguard has power, and this is one of those decks where it's like, okay, what do I want to divvy up? And I really don't like locking these 2 rearguards. Never lock these. Ever. That will screw you over instantly. I really don't like locking these because that really doesn't leave with much, so I really want to start with the Vanguard booster. Because the Vanguard is already broke Rodin from power, and also it'll get stuff from Twin Drive, so that's something I generally like to do. And then you take something from the soul, in this case a grade 1, so hey, call it out, she gets +5, her skill would activate. And nothing, so I'd throw in the draw because maybe if it's some way I can the one downside with this kind of stuff is you don't see this stuff again as much, so you really gotta bank on your opponent making you shuffle or you shuffling in some way. This still has +5, so what you do, 12, 12, 21, this is what I call the out-of-the-box technique. These 2 go in, and let's see. Hey, we have an upright in here, so he comes out. Let's probably put him here because this has a boost. And then he comes out. Hey, he gets +3 because a Silverthorn came out. 21, so on the off chance that they block, got rid of a double trig, but I at least have stuff in my hand. Not the best defense, but whatever, stuff happens. 19, and then 24, so there you go. Now, it may not end the game, but it will provide some pressure, and this deck can be really good at that. Also, this deck seems to have a good ability to, take hits for some odd reason. Maybe it's because the Vanguard is much weaker, so it's able to take more hits, but this deck really does a good job at that, and I hope I don't jinx that because of that, but I really think it does a good job. So, that's pretty much that. And pretty much after you have a full field, if somebody wipes out your field, which I should probably talk about that. So, let's change some things up. Say it's more like this. He's dead. Okay. So I have this right now. Let's say this attack hits. Use that, and I didn't decide to counterblast because YOLO. Or because I was at a point where I didn't feel like doing that. And let's say I call something like, let's just do that. When that, it's much better to call out rear guards, I guess you would say, so I wouldn't do that as much, so I think it would be a better example if, you know, I were to do something like, yeah, just call this, I'm not going to use the skill again, because whatevers. Now, the benefit of this is I can put it back. Why is that good? Because some clans really like to kill my units. And Pale Moon is one of those clans that really gets hit by that because whereas Dark Irregulars have the ability to survive without units, and Spike Brothers generally don't have a field to blow up to begin with, Pale Moons really get hit by unit retiring decks, such as Kagero, Narukami, and I'll even go as far as to say Nubatama. They're all from Dragon Empire, but who cares? So, by putting this back, not only do I get the ability to use skills over again, so, like this thing, or this thing, which charges up more of my soul, but I also have one less thing for them to get rid of. Meaning that during my turn I have my units, and then during their turn they don't have those units to get rid of. These units are more likely targets, but then again, if my back row is something I can keep restocking and refilling, that really makes the deck flow, and I found that to be an effective maneuver to assist with the deck in its ability to survive. I think that's all I got for this one. I can't think of any other techniques for this one. So, this was my Silverthorn... tongue! Work with me. This is my Silverthorn Circus deck with Silverthorn Dragon Queen Lukier Reverse. And I'm surprised this is my... Not gonna lie, was not expecting Pale Moon as my last deck profile for this channel. Not gonna lie on that. I thought it would be Grand Blue or maybe Aqua Force, but what can you do? So, this is the end of the video right here. Gonna cut out, and something else should be in right about now. There it is. All 15 completed decks. We got some, we lost some. We moved it around, we did shenanigans. This is the result, people. All 15 of these. Angel Feather, Die Police, 2 Darky Regs, Pale Moon, Narukami, 3 Grand Blues, a Nubatama, Mega Colony, Tachi, and Aqua. I think I said Narukami already. Spike, and a Link Joker. 15 different decks. 15 different play styles. Was it worth it? I don't know. Nah. Bet you were expecting, yeah, it was totally worth every cent, but, you know, I don't know. This is my work. Spent a good 3-4 years making all this. About 4 years. I mean, by the time I'm recording this, it's about a couple weeks away from the new year, so yeah, about, like, 4 years. 3, I guess, but regardless. Was it worth it? Back when, before Legion was the thing, I would have said yes, but now, don't know. And that's pretty sad that I just don't know. I will, however, say that this game did bring me some joys from time to time. It brought me some interesting victories, some bitter losses, lots of bitter losses, but some very fun victories nonetheless. It's brought me time with friends that I probably could have spent doing other things, but that was my choice. I'm not going to sugarcoat this by saying, oh, this was my life. Yeah, it kind of was, because that's honestly because I literally do nothing else with my life, and I'm sorry that this is becoming a rant video. This is supposed to be a great moment, which it is. I'm done. I finished, but at what cost? At what cost? I made comments before, and some people are like, wow, that's pretty sad. You have no life. Yeah, it is kind of sad. It is. It really is. But I put effort into something, and I guess I get a A for effort. I mean, some of these I had to short term. This one especially, I had to short term, but what can you do? Can't do much about it. Some of these I put, like, I'm thankful that I put some effort into some of these. Like, the Grand Blue, Nubatama, Spike Brother, and Link Joker over there are probably the 4 where I'm like, yes, I am at least happy that I did these. The rest of these, I'm happy I did them. I'm happy. Glad to see that they're done. Glad to see that I didn't just wuss out and just give out without a whimper, you know, without doing anything. I'm glad I made some of the clans I liked without putting much effort into them, like these 2 especially. These 2 were for fun, and these 2 are just kind of fun, but I did something. I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different clans in here. I have 15 decks, so like 3 are different, or the same, but still. I just kind of cut there for a second. Just want people to kind of bask in everything I've done and everything I've worked hard to do. So yeah. These are my decks. This is what I did most of my life, people. Most of the life where I was intelligent enough to count and junk of that nature. What am I gonna do now? YouTube mostly. Again, I've been preaching about this update video. That'll be up in 2 weeks tops. That'll be up really soon. Just pointing that out there. It's gonna be up really quick, really soon. This weekend, next weekend. By then. It should be up by next weekend. That's all I got to say. See you in that then. This has been Solomon Pleasant. This was last deck profile. Thanks for being with us, Luki A. These are my deck profiles. I might actually put links for each of them if you want to see them all, but I'm probably going to be rude if I do that. I still might. Who knows? So, there you have it. This has been Solomon Pleasant, signing off.